10 p.m. in Arts this time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines we have the closure of the symposium on the 50th anniversary of the Afar alphabet. For the international scene, a difficult return to normal in Nabatieh. Welcome to our newsroom. The messages of congratulations from the President of the Republic to his counterpart of the United Arab Emirates. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, wished health and happiness to his counterpart in the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed bin Sultan, celebrating the anniversary of its National Day. The head of state greetings came in a congratulatory telegram in which he also wished more progress, development, and prosperity to the brotherly people. In expressing their sympathy to the sister nations of the United Arab Emirates, President Guelleh wrote in the message. He then took the opportunity to pay tribute to the leading role played by the United Arab Emirates in the economic development of the region. We are delighted with the fruitful ties of exchanges and cooperation between our two countries and our two peoples, and we will continue to work to strengthen these already privileged relations. President Guelleh wrote in the same document before reiterating his best wishes to all the brotherly people of the United Arab Emirates. Similar messages were also sent to the two Vice Presidents of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Under the patronage of the Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, a ceremony was held this morning at the People's Palace to celebrate the 50 years of the literacy of the Afar language, initiated by the Dimis and Redo Association. This commemoration paid tribute to the official transcription of the Afar language adopted in 1974 thanks to the work of Ahmed Abdallah Dimis and Abdul Qadir Jamaluddin Redo. The event was attended by numerous political figures, scientists, academics, and members of the Afar Languages Academy. In his speech, the Prime Minister praised the efforts made to preserve and promote the Afar language, which calling for greater cooperation between institutions to ensure its continued existence. Halima Aden Ali, President of the Association Dimis and Redo, emphasized that the symbolic importance of this anniversary for the future of the Afar language. She highlighted the challenges of preserving the languages in the digital age while exploring the prospect for future generations. The president of the Dimis and Redo Association, Ms. Halima Aden Ali, said in her speech that the celebration marks a decisive turning point in the recognition and preservation of our mother tongue. Over the past 50 years, we have come a long way thanks to visionary figures such as Ahmed Abdallah Dimis and Abdul Qadir Jamaluddin Redo. She went on to say, today at a time when digital technology is reshaping the way knowledge is transmitted, our mission is clear: to prepare for a future in which the Afar language is not just preserved but revitalized. We must ensure that our children continue to carry this heritage with pride. She concluded her speech with a call to action to preserve this priceless heritage. Dr. Habib Mohammed Hassan, president of the Research Academy for the Afar Languages and Cultures in the Afar State regions of Ethiopia, said that he was delighted to be taking part in the 15th anniversary of the promotions and writings of the Afar language. The Minister of Trade and Industry of the Afar regions of Ethiopia, Mr. Abdul Qadir Ahmed Abdul Qadir Mohammed, has thanked the head of state Ismail Omar Gele, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, a member of the government, and the Dimis and Redo associations for inviting him to the 50th anniversary ceremony for the promotions and writings of the Afar language. Djibouti is the backbone of the promotions of the Afar language, said the Minister of Trade and Industry for the Afar State regions of Ethiopia. For his part, Dr. Muhammad Usman Darsa, president of the Samara University, said that a number of students had already taken this degree in Afar languages at Samara University. He also said that a degree in law was being prepared at Samara University. For his part, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, said that today marks the 5th anniversary of the transcriptions of the Afar alphabet, a symbol of our nation's rich culture and identity. This day marks an important milestone in the promotions and disseminations of the Afar language and culture, a precious heritage that contributes to Djibouti's pluralism. It also affirms our commitment to unity, to living together, and to enhancing the value of our digital heritage. On the occasions of the 50th anniversary of the transcriptions of the Afar alphabet, Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed paid tribute to this transcription, a symbol of our ancestral heritage, and renewed the government commitment to preserving and promoting our country's linguistic and cultural diversity. Today's ceremony is also an opportunity to celebrate the resilience of the Afar community, which has preserved and passed on its values and cultures over the decades. Speeches, traditional songs, and cultural activities, and the presentations of certificate recognitions mark this day, which honors all those who have contributed to keeping the Afar languages and alphabet alive. Just last week, the ACE Ideas Forums organized by the Heritage Institute in Djibouti underlined the importance that the President of the Republic attached to the vitality of our national languages. One of the highlights of the ceremony to mark the 15 years of the literacy in the Afar languages was the presentations of the honorary gift. The Dimis and Redo associations took the opportunity to express its gratitude to the personalities and organizations that have contributed to the preservation and promotion of the Afar language. Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed was presented with a symbolic gift in recognition of his unwavering support for this event and the cause it represents. Gifts were also presented to the emblematic figures, emblematic Afar associations such as the UDC, Afar Pen, Data Ma'o, Egla Ma'o, in tribute to their essential role in promoting Afar cultures and language. These gestures of recognition reflect the importance of collaboration and collective commitment in preserving a shared heritage. The workshop to launch the capacity building programs for 1,000 young girls on the 1st December 2024, the Ministry for Women and Family organized a workshop to launch the capacity building program for 1,000 young girls as part of the project promoting the resilience of women and their communities in the fight against gender-based violence, financed by the Japan Social Development Fund and implemented by the Ministry of Women and Family, administered by the World Bank. This project places a particular emphasis on reducing gender inequality, promoting women's empowerment, and strengthening community resilience to gender-based violence. The components one of the PARVA project, which was launched on Sunday, aims to improve the living conditions of the most vulnerable women by offering them opportunities for vocational training, skills development, and enhanced employability. On completion of the training, the girls will receive a grant to start up their micro enterprises. The ceremony was attended by high-level representatives, including the Minister for Women and Family, the Chargé d'Affaires of the Japanese Embassy, the World Bank representative, and the Secretary General of the UNFD, as well as key players from the civil society and technical financial partners. For his part, the World Bank representatives and the chargé d'affaires of the Japanese embassy said that tell us that this project places particular emphasis on reducing gender inequality, promoting women's empowerment, and strengthening community resilience to gender-based violence. This project aims to improve the living conditions of the most vulnerable women by offering them opportunities for vocational training, skills development, and enhanced employability. For her part, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Osman Aden, said that the event provided an opportunity to present the training program that will be given to 1,000 young girls from the commune of Bulaus and Balbala. This workshop marks an important step in the commitment of the Ministry for Women and Family and its partner to building a fairer society where women and girls can achieve their full potential and contribute to the sustainable development of their communities. As part of the 6th National Disability Week, the National Agency for Disabled People, in partnership with the National Institute of Public Administration, this morning held the official launch ceremony of the dedicated administrative management training for the 150 people with disabilities recruited. This event marked a crucial step in strengthening their skills and giving them the tools they need to excel in their careers. The training launch ceremony was chaired by the Minister of Labor, Mr. Omar Abdi Said, and was attended by the Director General of the ANPH, Mr. Douali Said Mahmoud, the Director General of INAP, the Director of ANFIP, and senior officials from the Ministry of Labor and ANPH agency. The main objective of this training is to strengthen the professional skills of participants in an administrative framework to encourage autonomy in the management of their administrative tasks and to promote inclusion and diversity by offering training adapted to their needs. The training is an opportunity to celebrate this innovative initiative aimed at promoting inclusion, equal opportunities, and diversity within the institution. For his part, the General Director of the ANPH, Mr. Douali Said Mahmoud, said that underlining that the ceremony to launch training for the 150 people recruited as disabled persons in the various ministries concerned with the administrative housekeeping training. The ceremony is part of the 6th National Week for the Disabled. The aim of the training is to enhance the young people's administrative management skills and provide them with a range of essential knowledge and know-how to facilitate their professional integration. The Minister of Labor, Mr. Omar Abdi Said, told the main objective of this training is to strengthen the professional skills of participants in an administrative framework to encourage autonomy in the management of their administrative tasks and to promote inclusion and diversity by offering training adapted to their needs. The National Agency for Disabled People, in collaboration with the State Secretariat for Sport, organized an inclusive sport activity yesterday afternoon at the King Fahad Stadium in Balbala. This initiative, part of the 6th editions of the National Disability Week, had at its time sport a right for all, a passion for everyone. It marks the first steps towards the development and promotions of disability sport in Djibouti. The day provided an opportunity to promote sport as a vehicle for inclusion while offering a moment of sharing and entertainment for people with disabilities. A number of disciplines were on offer, ranging from inclusive walking to a race, as well as a football match, table tennis, pétanque, as well as the sporting aspect. The event provided a forum for people to meet and exchange views, highlighting the importance of equal opportunities and the active participation of people with disabilities in all spheres of society. The event brought together a number of key figures, including the ANPH General Director Douali Said Mahmoud, the Colonel of the Coast Guard, the ANPH officials. At the end of the activities, trophies were awarded to the participants to celebrate their performance and commitment. For his part, the General Director of ANPH emphasized that this initiative was part of a global approach aimed at strengthening and promoting inclusive sporting activity in Djibouti to make sport a genuine tool for integration and social cohesion. The National Workshop on Risk and Disaster Reductions in Djibouti, the Djibouti Risk and Disaster Management Secretariat, in partnership with the United Nations Offices for Disaster Risk Reductions, has organized a workshop to present the national strategy for risk and disaster reductions and its action plan. The event, which brought together representatives from public institutions, the private sector, civil society, international partners, marks a key stage in the implementation of the country's commitment to strengthen its resilience to natural and man-made disaster. The presentation workshop was attended by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Interior, Suleiman Moumin Roble, the United Nations Systems representative, Jose Barauna, the Food Agriculture Organization representative in Djibouti, Kwame Zifanu, Nyarko Badou, and the head of the UNDR regional offices, Ms. Nora Ashkar. During the workshop, the national strategy drawn up in line with the Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction 2015-2030 was detailed. In it highlights priorities such as understanding and assessing risks, strengthening governance and coordination, targeted investment in risk reductions, improving disaster preparedness and resilience. In his opening speech, the Executive Secretary for Risks and Disaster Management, Mr. Ahmed Mohamed Madar, stressed the importance of this workshop in mobilizing all stakeholders around the implementation of this ambitious action plan. The UNDRR, for its part, welcomed Djibouti's effort to incorporate international best practices and strengthen its risk governance. This partnership illustrates the country's commitment to combating the impact of climate changes and humanitarian crises. This workshop is an essential platform for validating national priority and establishing a concrete roadmap for a safer and more resilient future. The 90th ordinary meetings of the Board of Directors of Djibouti Railway was held on Thursday, 28 November in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. This railway company, a real pillar of regional development, is pursuing its ambitions of guaranteeing reliable and efficient rail transport between Djibouti and Ethiopia under the chairmanship of Habtamu Tigeni, Ethiopian Minister of Mines. The director, including Mr. Mahmoud Roble Dabbar, Managing Director of the Djiboutian Railway Company, examined several major issues in the presence of the company Managing Director, Mr. Takale Uma, and his deputy, Mr. Hassan Mohamed Kamil. Three key issues were on the agenda: the 2027 strategic plan aimed at significantly increasing the volume of rail traffic, reorganizations of the company with the redeployment of staff and optimizations of resources to meet the new challenges in logistics operation and maintenance, facilitating cross-border mobility, particularly for key personnel and company equipment by removing visa restrictions. This is a major step forward, reflecting the shared desire to strengthen economic and logistical ties between Djibouti and Ethiopia. The National Union of Djiboutian Women, UNFD, organized a ceremony today to mark the public declarations of total abandonment of all forms of female genital mutilation at Balbala 11 and 12 in collaboration with the UNFPA and UNICEF. The ceremony, which was marked by the emotions and determinations, was attended by numerous personalities, including UNFD officials, the president of the Balbala Commune, neighborhood chief, and members of the Balbala 11 and 12 Management Committee. Also present were representatives of the management of the local committee to combat female genital mutilation, community leaders, and a large number of citizens. Together, they reaffirmed their commitment to protecting girls and women from the serious consequences of this practice. The public declaration is much more than just a symbolic act. It marks a decisive turning point in making community more aware of the dangers of the female genital mutilation and in defending fundamental human rights. Community leaders stress the importance of monitoring and reporting any practices of the female genital mutilation to ensure that this commitment is respected. For their part, UNFD, UNICEF, and UNFPA, in partnership with the local communities, will continue to take decisive action to eradicate these practices. In the Dakhil region, the fight against smuggling continues unabated thanks to the vigilance of the Customs Brigade led by Mr. Umar Musa with the support of the armed forces. This weekend, a large quantity of the smuggled cat was seized during an operation in the village of Tew'o near Dakhil. Member of the Customs Brigade, working closely with the region's armed forces, intercepted a convoy carrying 15 parcels of cat, each weighing 50 kilo. These parcels carried on the back of the individuals represented a total of more than 750 kilo of merchandise. However, the transporters fled before being apprehended. According to the authorities, this quantity of cat was destined for the regional and national market where it was sold illegally, thus evading taxes as required by procedure. The seized goods were immediately destroyed by incinerating at the Dakhil military barracks. The general directors of the Customs Brigade, Guled Ahmed Yusuf, praised the efficiency and cooperation of the customs officers and the armed forces of Dakhil, which enabled this major seizure to be made. For the international scene in Lebanon, difficult return to normalcy in Nabateeh. Residents and shopkeepers in Lebanese town of Nabateeh cleared debris and began rebuilding their businesses after returning to the town. Listen for more details.
Stopped falling in Lebanon, but for those trying to return home, the war's impact is far from over. Unexploded bombs, unsafe buildings, and restrictions imposed by the Israeli army on those returning south of the Litani River make the journey home a dangerous and difficult one. The 60-day ceasefire, which began on November 28th, has brought a temporary pause to the fighting, allowing many displaced people to head back to their homes. Collective shelters are emptying, especially schools, as host communities push to get children back in school. In Beirut, the number of displaced people in shelters has dropped by 67% since the ceasefire, and in Mount Lebanon by 77%. Many of the families who remain are those who rented houses and paid in advance, but it is expected that most will leave by the end of the month.
U.S. President Joe Biden will be making a much anticipated visit to Africa this week to present a U.S.-backed rail project crossing 3 continents.
President Joe Biden is expected to unveil major updates on the Lobito Corridor project during his visit to Angola from tomorrow, Monday, the 2nd December to the 1st December, marking a significant milestone in the regional infrastructure initiative designed to connect Angola, the Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as Zambia. The Lobito Corridor, supported by the U.S., European partners, and private investors, is a flagship effort under the G7-led Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment. The initiative aims to mobilize $600 billion in infrastructure financing for growth markets by 2027.
And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.